I'd like to now invite the representatives who are here from Parliament to say a very short word. Sorry I have to keep on emphasising that, but it's just as far as the weather goes, we really appreciate everybody's coming out and doing it. It's fantastic to see so many people. So here today we have Chris Hipkins, who is the Labour spokesperson for Labour, the education spokesperson for Labour, Catherine Delahunty, who is the Green spokesperson for education, and Tracey Martin from New Zealand First, who is their spokesperson for education. And Mojo, you're most welcome too, as the spokesperson for disability issues for the Greens, to come and speak as well. Thank you.
Kia ora, haere mai, and welcome to Parliament. This is your place, and it is fantastic to see you all here. I assure you I will be very brief. I understand how cold you must be standing out there. We're just as cold standing up here. But I do want to say that it is a fantastic sight from up here to see this display of diversity here. And I think that we should start the debate on inclusion in education with a recognition that everybody is different, that schools and early childhood centres are not factories churning out a standardised product, but actually they are there to bring out the best in every one of us, whatever that may be. And it is not going to be the same for everybody. And this idea that education is a standardised commodity has to stop. We have to celebrate diversity within our school system, within our early childhood centres, and I think we can do better. Inclusion is not just a word or a sentiment, it is a promise. And it is a promise that we have not yet delivered on. It is a promise that we have talked about for too long without following up with the required action and the required resourcing and support. And it is time to do something about that. I am very, very proud to stand here with my colleagues, Catherine Delahunty from the Green Party and Tracey Martin from the New Zealand First Party, and give you an assurance I can work with both of these parties to ensure that we deliver on the promise, that we don't just talk about it, that we work together to deliver on it. So thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing this issue to the forefront of our attention and to the forefront of the Parliament's attention. As I said, you are very welcome, and we fully support what you are doing. Thank you.
Kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. Yes, it's freezing. I'm going to take 2 seconds of your time, but I'm going to start with an apology. I'm going to apologise that you actually have to come here and stand in front of your Parliament and protest for what should be, after this many reviews and this many investigations, should already be in your hands. And that is the choice, like every other parent in the country, true choice inside education for your children. So I apologise for you on behalf of all those politicians that have stood here before and been inside this house before and said, we recognise the problem. And you've still had to come here today and freeze your bejesus off and actually and protest for what should be, what is your right and the rights of your children. So that's an apology from us. Catherine Delahunty instigated an inquiry at the Education and Science Select Committee. Catherine will tell you more about that. New Zealand First and Labour 100% supports that inquiry. It's another inquiry. I'm sure you're sick of it. But what you will see out of that, all three of our parties guarantee you this, is a commitment to action should we have the balance of influence in 2017, and you will see how your voice has actually been heard by the opposition members on that select committee, and you will see it reflected in our policies as we go into the 2017 election. Kia ora.
Kia ora tātou katoa, mihi nui ki te tangata whenua. Now I'm going to liven it up a bit. Do you want inclusion? Yes! Do you want it now? Yes! Is education for everyone? Yes! Does it cost money? Yes! Is that your right? Yes! Yeah! Thanks very much. I should shut up then, but I'm not going to because I'm a politician. I'm going to talk really fast. Thank you to Birrenville poor school kids for taking their clothes off and giving us they're giving us their heart and soul. This is what it's about. We did an inquiry, the government, it's not finished, but what we're hearing is there's no more money and there's no more commitment to changing the Education Act and making sure that you get the human rights to test when you get screwed around by the system. I am angry, but I'm not half as tired as you are or half as angry, because you are the greatest advocates I've ever seen since I've been in Parliament. This is the first time I have seen this community here. Are we stronger together? Yes! Because if we are alone, they can pick us off. The tales of suffering that individual family and whānau go through, that teachers and specialists go through on their own, we are divided and ruled. So it's time to stand together. Will you stand together? Yes! Excellent. So I'm not apologising actually, but I'd just like to say that when we stand together, we are strong. When we speak together, we are strong. When we fight for this from a rights perspective, from a justice perspective, inclusion means justice. Thank you to my colleagues. We will try and change the government and fulfil this promise. But you are the only people who know what's right, and we need to listen to you. Do not give up standing together. Inclusion means everybody. Kia ora tātou katoa.
Thank you, everybody.